everybody, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. Vaginas, that's what we're talking about today. I've got Lo Bosworth on the pod. Half the population has one. Let's talk about them. We talk about her starting her own brand, what you need to know, and where you can get started. Enjoy.
How many shows are you recording today?
Just
like
two.
Bajillion?
No, I had 4 yesterday.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then 2 today. So, honestly, I was at the end of yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I had to go to a dinner and I felt like I was a zombie. And then, like I said earlier, I come alive at night. And then I got my second one right when I was trying to go to bed. And I was like, no. But I got a little sleep in this morning. I feel very energized and good. Yeah. I'll probably crash again after this because that's what I do. But
4 is just so much for your brain to handle. Oh my God.
There's just something about talking for 4 hours.
It's exhausting.
That's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I also get exhausted very easily. Like, I was telling somebody, I don't know what it is about sitting on a plane to go to somewhere that's like an hour time difference. I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like, what was I doing? Just sitting?
I know. I think I don't know what it is, but I completely agree with you. I get exhausted too, but I've also had COVID 4 times.
Have you had COVID 4 times?
Yes.
I just took a test this morning, and just because I like to take tests, I woke up this morning, I was like, it's either the AC in here, or COVID. And so I took a test. Negative.
Thank God.
Yeah. I wouldn't be here. No. And it was as soon as I got up and drank water, I was fine. And then I took the test. I was like, oh, it was clear. Do you ever stay in AC and the air conditioning just like attacks your throat?
You know, I have my air conditioner on year round in my bedroom. So like.
You like to be chilly when you sleep.
Yeah, 66.
66?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like a 72 toaster strudel.
Oh, I hate that. No.
I love being cozy and warm. And that would make me not want to get out of bed.
I think.
Because I'd want to stay in the covers.
You know how in, what country is it where they like leave their babies in their little strollers on the sidewalks outside restaurants in the cold?
What?
It might be a Danish tradition or something.
What?
Where, like, the cold helps the baby sleep, and it actually has been proven that a cold environment helps you fall asleep and stay asleep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should try it.
Yeah. My mother also used to like put us in like full flannel pajamas, flannel sheets, flannel everything growing up.
Sweat it out.
I used to just fry at night. So now I've gone the exact
You're like, it's like a resentment thing for you. You're like,
no,
yeah, I'm going to sleep in the cold.
I grew up sleeping so hot. Now I need to freeze.
Oh, gosh. Well, thank you for coming on the pod again. It's nice to see you again. I ran into you last time I was in New York.
Yeah, you guys were at that restaurant.
I forget what it's called, but it's delicious.
Delicious fish.
Delicious. Like,
yeah.
Amazing cocktails. The food was insane.
No, it was good.
I really enjoyed that spot.
I can't remember the name of it. I think that was the first time we've met, but I've like obviously followed you for so long and like have high awareness of you. But
was that? Oh, because we did over Zoom. And then I met you at that restaurant. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I think that was our first time.
God, I love in-person interviews.
Meeting.
I love in-person is just superior to the rest. I'm so sick of Zooms. And then last time you were on the pod, we talked about how you started Love Wellness and all of that. And you were suffering from anxiety, depression, and chronic yeast infections, which nobody has time for. Yeah, it sounds gross. That's, like calling it a yeast infection just sounds gross.
Terrible name.
But it happens all the time to people. And you were like, what is going on in my body?
Yeah, I guess this was when I first started the company. I mean, sort of the origin foundational story of the business. Yeah.
Yes. So what have you learned that you think all women should know about their vagina?
So
you're like, a lot. Where do I start?
So with Love Wellness, we're on year 7, year 8 of the business now.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Oh my God. It's been a wild ride.
Yes, I bet.
I'm finally taking a short vacation next week.
Good for you. Where are you going?
London, just for a couple of days. Yeah.
Do it. I love that for you.
Yeah, for my birthday, because we didn't do we did all work travel this summer.
Yes.
But so when I first started the company, it's because I had a whole host of health issues. I'm like a sickly Victorian woman. Like, I've had COVID 4 times. I had mono. I had a TBI. A door fell on my head. Like, I just...
What?
Oh my God. In 2019, a heavy ass door in a restaurant came off its hinges and fell on my head.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yes. And I had the worst concussion, and now I'm very forgetful.
Oh no. You're like long-term COVID and a door
so
falling
if I
on your
lose
head?
my train of thought mid-sentence, just remind me.
At least you have an excuse, because that happens to me and I don't have any excuses. So I'll help you out though.
But yeah, when I started the company, I was dealing with all these health issues, and saw doctors for almost 18 months before I had any sort of like concrete data that I could go off of in terms of test results, things that actually showed something was wrong inside my body. Because when I was really unwell, it was like depression, anxiety, UTIs, yeast infections, kind of like you said. And it took me 18 months for a doctor to even run a blood panel for me. You know, I went to the doctor over and over again, and they're like, you're just stressed. Yeah. You're just like, you need to sleep more. Like, here's some Prozac. Yeah. I was like, okay. I'm going to try all these things, right? But as a woman, you really have to advocate for yourself. And finally, I got, because I think they were sick of seeing me in their waiting room. Good. Visit so 7, they're like, let's do a blood test. Give
the girl a blood panel.
Yeah, and it turns out I was suffering from some really severe vitamin deficiencies. And it took me a while longer to kind of understand how that had happened. But at first, when those results came back, at least I had a starting point, and I felt less like I was being gaslit by myself, you know, because I think you start to wonder at a certain point. You're like, am I making this up? Right. Like, is it
in my head? Because the brain is a powerful thing, and it really can trick you sometimes.
Completely. Yeah. And anyway, once I had that information, I was able to go back to different doctors and do my own research and understand that I think a lot of my issues, like at the baseline level, were being caused by a major gut health problem, which is very typical for people of our age. Like we were the antibiotic generation. We grew up taking antibiotics many times a year. And of course, antibiotics are incredible, but life-saving. But you know, they don't discriminate when it comes to bacteria, right?
No, they wipe out all bacteria, right?
All. Yeah. And so, you know, like we grew up the antibiotic generation, taking ibuprofen and things like over-the-counter pain medication, alcohol, preservatives, sugar. Like there's so many things that can cause gut dysbiosis, or like, you know, disruption of your gut microbiome, which can lead to having it be way harder for your body to absorb nutrients. And it also can lead to things like leaky gut, which can cause depression, anxiety, also supported by those vitamin deficiencies. The vitamin deficiencies I had, like, were directly tied to the neurological symptoms that I was experiencing, which is pretty spooky. And then the gut and the vagina are also connected on the same axis. So the brain, gut, vagina live on the same axis. The gut influences the brain and the vagina. And when it comes to the gut, your gut microbiome, if it's in good shape, it basically... Like, we like to describe it at Love Wellness as like the bacteria like text each other from the vagina to the tummy. And like the gut bacteria, if they're doing well, they can influence the behavior of the vaginal microbiome, either positively or negatively. Right. So if your gut health is in bad shape, it's likely that you may experience, you know, a breakdown in like the immunity of your vagina as an immunity organ. Because the vagina is actually an immunity organ, if you think about it. Like, you have your vaginal microbiome, which dictates or determines your vaginal pH levels. Your vaginal pH to be acidic, because an acidic pH or environment helps prevent the overgrowth of like bad bacteria, yeast, pathogens, right? Protects you from bad stuff. And so, like, if your gut health is out of whack, your vaginal health could be out of whack, and it could lead you down a road of chronic infections. It could be yeast infections, BV, UTIs. Like, it's all the same kind of area and bacteria. So anyway, once I had that information, I was like, wow. My doctors finally started to point me in the right direction. They were like, why don't you try probiotics? Why don't you try boric acid suppositories? But it really took so much self-advocacy for me to figure out and put the puzzle pieces together. And that was really frustrating for me.
No kidding.
But the experience did show me that there was a huge opportunity in women's wellness, a huge white space opportunity from a product innovation standpoint and from a brand standpoint, right? When I started the company in 2016, it was the early days of like Glossier and Casper, right? Like consumer brands with a capital B were really in their early heyday. And so I thought, can I make a women's wellness brand that tackles or like turns some of these things that we have been embarrassed by that are stigmatized into just routine, like into a wellness routine, right? And can we like address these things head on and get ahead of them and work to actively prevent these things from happening through, you know, the wellness routine that we put out versus having to just be reactionary to these things.
It's crazy because we have been like there's been so much shame around stuff that happens with the vagina that nobody has talked to us about. Like, I remember having to ask my sister, like, why does stuff come out? Like, what is this? And she was like, it's called discharge. Ew. And I was like, why is that? Like, why is this happening? I thought I was the only one it happened to. Should we really be ashamed of the snail trail? We should
get Dr. Horton on here to talk about vaginal discharge, but I'll do my best.
So, and that's the doctor you work with for
your
company.
One of our medical experts. Yes. Yeah, she's an amazing OBGYN. So it changes over the course of your month depending on your hormones. Yeah. So like the consistency changes. But basically like what comes out of you is just like your body's natural cleansing mechanism. Yeah. It's like dead skin cells and stuff just like being sent out of the body.
Okay, I've been talking about confidence a lot on the pod, and I think our skin has a huge effect on our confidence. If you have acne or you're noticing signs of aging, I personally want to recommend Curology. As you know, I talk about my skin a lot, maybe too much, but I will admit it is hard to know what products to use that will actually work to address my skin's needs. So take the guesswork out of skincare and simplify your skincare routine with Curology. Curology makes personalized prescription skincare products. And if you're anything like my producer, Alicia, a textbook millennial, you hate going to appointments, so her favorite thing about Curology is it's all online. No need to hassle with in-office appointments. Plus, it's super quick and easy for goers like me. You just fill out a little quiz about your skin, share photos, and after a consultation, a licensed dermatology provider will prescribe you a personalized formula that addresses your specific skin concerns and skincare goals, and then bada bing, bada boom. Products are shipped directly to your door. I did it the other day. Sent pictures of my skin because I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation on my forehead, so there you go. Now get up to 6 skincare products free, up to a $52 value with free shipping and a no-cost consultation with a licensed dermatology provider when you go to Curology.com/Vine. Go to Curology.com/Vine for this free offer. That's Curology.com/Vine. Prescription products are excluded from free product offer. Applies only to your first box. Subject to consultation. New subscribers only. See Curology.com for full details. Okay, Bachelor Nation, remember Connor Saley, the tall guy who stole all of our hearts when he spent his one-on-one date with Hannah Brown caring for her when she was sick? That's how I remember him. Well, now he's got us all covered when our hangovers get the best of us with his company Waterboy. So Waterboy isn't just a classic Adam Sandler movie anymore. That's what I thought of when I heard of it. It's also now a hydration powder scientifically formulated to cut your hangover time in half. Now that's what I call high quality H2O. I had to. It's your hangover lifesaver coming in hot with over 3 times the electrolytes of liquid IV. Unlike their competitors, this gluten-free, caffeine-free, dairy-free, and vegan powder has added ingredients beyond just hydration to help with nausea, anxiety, gotta get that, and fatigue. We all know that hydration alone isn't enough to help a few too many glasses at your Bachelor in Paradise watch party. Even though the Bachelor drama is real, your hangover doesn't have to be. Hundreds of thousands of people already trust Waterboy as their hangover cure, and it's time to stop dealing with that anxiety alone and let our very own Connor help us out. For a limited time, my listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount when they use code VINE at waterboy.com. That's 15% off with code VINE at waterboy.com. Waterboy has got you recovered. You have this stuff like on your website, right? Like how,
yeah. What I love about the brand is that we give you the education that you didn't actually learn in school.
Exactly.
And a lot of what we're sharing has been, you know, discovered in the past like 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like women's research is so far behind when you compare it to research surrounding men's sexual wellness and health.
Right.
And you know, when I started the company, nobody was talking about vaginal probiotics and like the benefit of that. Mm-hmm. People didn't even know what I was talking about.
They're like, I eat yogurt, I'm good.
Yeah. And so, you know, sort of consumer understanding has changed dramatically, you know, in the last 10 years when it comes to subject matter. But I mean, really, like I had like maybe 30 minutes of sex ed in school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same.
Right. And like,
it was like one day they were like, we're doing this today.
Correct. It's
and that
like
was it.
Pregnancy and STDs.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
They don't actually teach you how your body works.
Mm-mm.
And so we're left in the dark.
They still don't.
They still don't. And you have to, if you want really good guidance from your doctors, you already have to be well-researched and well-read to come in armed with questions and like have kind
otherwise
of a
how would you know?
Exactly. Like, and have a general understanding of kind of at least how you feel and what's going on to be able to like ask the right questions.
Why do you think we are so reactive when it comes to women's health?
I think it's because we have been taught since day one that, you know, these are your private parts. Like this is your private business. And,
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's like between you and your doctor. At least now I think women's issues are more of a conversation within a community of women.
Yeah.
You know, we have come that far where more women I see are comfortable talking about these things to each other.
Yes, totally.
But it didn't used to be that way.
No.
When I started the company, I was like, am I the only person on the planet having these problems? I wasn't armed with consumer research, right? You know, it's my first time starting a company.
Yeah, you're like, is this even going to be a thing?
Exactly.
Or is it just me?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, is this just me? And if so, sad.
Yeah.
But it turns out
like,
it wasn't just me.
It can't be. And you're like, oh, wait, it's probably like.
It's probably everybody.
I was going to say, it's probably 100% of women either need knowledge, feel shame, have something going on in their body that they're unsure about, questions about like certain things that you've, again, never learned about in school. And now we can finally start talking about it as women together.
Yeah, I mean, we just launched in Walmart. So if that tells you anything, it should tell you a lot about like the state of the category and where we're at.
That's cool. Walmart.
Yeah.
Nice.
Vagina is going super mainstream.
Yes. I love it. I mean, that's why we're here talking about it today.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And like you said about advocating so hard for yourself, it takes like 102 doctor's appointments to even confirm that I found out I have PMDD. And that was never like even still I had to go through a few doctors to find that out.
Yeah.
Women's health is fascinating to me in general, but especially when you're dealing with something like that people have found such a taboo topic around. Do you have PCOS or PMDD or no?
I mean, I get like bad PMS sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, there has historically for me, like when I was experiencing really bad depression and anxiety, like my PMS was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like it like fluctuates, you know, depending on overall health.
What do you do? Do you have any self-care routines or practices that you do in that time that you find helpful?
Yeah, I mean, we actually make a great product at Love Wellness that we make specifically for PMS.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of natural ingredients that have been clinically studied that support and ease the symptoms of PMS and PMDD.
Yes.
And so Mood Pills is one of those products that has like organic chasteberry root in it, you know, which is like a miracle ingredient for women's bodies. Ashwagandha, which is a great adaptogen, things like that. St. John's wort, which, you know, is for some people, not for everybody. But, you know, medicine comes from plants, right? Like the prescriptions that we get are like the chemical forms for the most part of like plants. And so it like, I don't think it takes a ton of brain power to make the connection that you can look to the earth for, you know, ingredients from nature to help support your body, right?
Yeah.
Like you are what you eat,
right?
Truly, at the end of the day. And I think when it comes to PMS and that time of the month too, I mean, I'm PMSing right now and I just did an interview with somebody and I was like, you know, I'm PMSing. I'm just going to get the bagel. Like I know that gluten kind of me up, but like I'm just gonna eat it anyway because I want it. It's about balance, right? And she was like, me too, I'm getting the bagel too.
Perfect. We're in this together.
Yes, we're in this together now. But I mean, PMS, like God, like I've started to look at other people who exercise differently throughout their cycles and I've started to adopt that practice.
Yes.
Like,
do you notice a difference?
This week I'm so tired and I started running a couple of months ago.
Oh, good for you.
Like jogging really slowly. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, jogging slowly. That's what I do when I run. Yes, yeah.
Jogging. I'm the slowest jogger on the West Side Highway.
Like, hey, you know what? You're out there.
Passes me.
No shame in your slow jog game.
But I was like, this week I was like looking at my, I don't know, period tracker and I was like, oh, it makes sense why I'm so exhausted. Yeah. It's the week before my period. Yeah. And like, should I be out there running 6 miles? Right. Probably not.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
I don't even do that on when I'm not PMSing.
Yeah, I think like exercising according to your cycle has definitely helped.
Yeah.
And like just getting enough rest and listening to your body. And like, if you're in a bad mood, that's okay. Like,
totally.
Just be in a bad mood.
Be in a bad mood.
It's fine. You don't have to like squash those feelings.
Don't bury it. Just be in your bad mood.
Be in your bad mood.
I feel like when I ask people like, how are you doing? And they give me an honest answer, like, oh, I'm actually having such a bad day or this happened to me. But I'm like, thank you. I love when people can be honest about that kind of thing.
You should move to New York, girl.
Yeah, seriously. That's true. I'm in
More
the
people will
South
tell
where
you
everyone's
they're
like,
having a bad day than a good day here in New York City.
I'm literally in the South where everybody's just like, oh, bless your heart. And they like their hair's done to go to the grocery store and it's just everybody's happy go lucky and everything's great and perfect.
Everyone's happy all the time.
Like,
yeah, no.
Remind me if do you have a medical background or you just have done so much research on your own?
No, I'm just a hyper nerd. I mean, I wish that I was a doctor. If I could go back and do my life over again, I would have gone to medical school and, be practicing. But I just have a deep interest in the subject matter. And
you're very hands-on.
Have done a bunch of research. Yeah, I mean, I have always led our product innovation at Love Wellness from day one and continue to do so. I hired a new CEO in March. I was the CEO for the last 7 years and was like, okay, we need a real career CEO now.
Right.
I was like, I don't know how to manage 40 people.
Seriously. The managing people is the hardest part.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. And like, you've never done it before. You're a first-time founder. How are you supposed to develop talent?
Right.
Like when you have not done that yourself, right? Like you are developing as an individual within your own company. How are you supposed to manage the development of like young UX designer, like when you don't know how to do that, right? So bringing in that CEO was critical, and it's given me so much more time and like energy back so that I can focus on innovation, on marketing, on like the brand and who we are and what we want to communicate.
That's awesome.
Right?
So do you have like a brand slogan?
Love yourself well, which takes on a couple of meanings. Next year we're doing a big rebrand, which I'm really excited about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're like, can I talk about this, Hannah?
Yeah.
Meg's going to kill me.
Get people excited. I love it.
Yeah, we're coming out with a rebrand next year with like updated like color systems so that people can better shop the brand and understand what products for what categories and things like that. So we're really excited for sort of like the next phase.
I love the growing and evolving as a brand, and I'm
it's
all
so
for
fun.
a revamp. Yes, it is so fun. There's so many people out there that want to build a brand and that are looking to have their own business. And what do you think your biggest learning lesson has been through all of this?
Yeah, I would say that one of the things that I think is really challenging for business owners right now is just, and this is like kind of high level and it's not super personal advice, but it's important advice, is that the economy is in a really challenging place right now. Like a recession is real. It's really hard to raise money. And I think that there has been such a bubble built around consumer brands. There are so many consumer brands that have launched in the past couple of years. And we're seeing that bubble burst. Like it's like a tech bubble that like goes bust, right? You know what I mean? You're like seeing a bunch of companies go under, a bunch of companies being sold left and right. And it's because D2C is an old business model now. You can start as a digitally native business, but you have to be omni-channel to be profitable or even be close to profitable, because to acquire a customer on the internet now is so expensive versus the heyday of 2019, where you could get like a 7 ROAS on an ad. It's not like that anymore for any D2C business. It is really hard to be digitally native. And so I would think really hard about starting any kind of consumer brand in the next probably 2 to 3 years, because we're seeing so many brands be really challenged just because generally, the state of the economy, which is like a big nerd answer.
No, I actually love that answer because
that's like what I really think. And I have seen
I wanted the big
change
nerd answer,
as my business has like grown and developed over time. Like we're not immune to the trends, you know what I mean, and to the changes. And so it's like what's happening around you is really relevant.
No, that's actually really great advice. And
so don't quit your job and go start a nail polish company. Is my advice.
Not right now, anyway.
Not right now.
Right now is not the time to do it. What do you think your like ultimate goal is for the brand?
I think international distribution would be a really wonderful goal. We have affected so much positive change here in the United States, and we're only distributed in the U.S. Because vitamins, cosmetics, like once you go international, you are subject to a whole different governing body, rules, regulations, label requirements. And so we just don't have the team size and bandwidth to be like, guess what? We're launching in, 10 European countries, and our labels are now in French and German and whatever.
Right, yeah, that's
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
Right? Like there's enough to kind of do at home for now. But ultimately, if we could be an international brand, I think that would be just so amazing.
I think, I always want people to dream the biggest they could possibly dream. So that sounds like, if you're putting it out there and you believe in it, it can happen.
We're going to do it, Kate.
You're going to do it. It's going to be in French and German, and it's going to be international, and you're going to be an international sensation businesswoman. You are a businesswoman. Owning a business, I know, can be super demanding. Yeah. So what does your day-to-day look like? How do you balance? I don't even know if I believe in balance, but how do you do life and work? How do you manage that?
So we're in the office 3 days a week. Our team is in New York. We kept our Monday, Friday work from home schedule, but we've been back in the office since the beginning of 2021.
Nice.
And I think it's really helped our team. It's really helped me as an individual, because if I don't have some place to get up and be during the day, that's when my isolation tendencies start to set in, and I get depressed and lonely, right? When you're home all day by yourself. So I actually love going to work, but I have a really healthy work-life balance, and it's something that culturally is just a part of who we are at Love Wellness. We work 9:30 to 5:30.
Yeah.
You don't need to work on the weekends.
Right.
You don't need to do so much all the time. And I think we really try to practice what we preach, right? We're a health and wellness brand, and to be well, you have to have time for yourself. You can't just be going all the time. That leads to burnout. That leads to health problems, disease, illness. Take a nap, man.
Yeah. Okay. I will after this.
I am great at leaving at 5 and going for a little run or a jog and taking a tub and going to bed by 9:30.
Good for you.
I'm good at that.
My gosh. I wish. I'm glad you have that balance, because
truly think about what a luxury it is to be able to go to bed.
Yeah.
For any person, whether you're single, partnered, a mom, a not, right?
Yeah.
Being able to go to sleep is such a luxury. And so if you have the ability to do it more often or with greater frequency, do it.
It's the little things you got to be grateful for in life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Which to some people, that would be a really big thing.
All right, if you know me, you know I am intentional about everything I do. So let me introduce you to some liquid gold, the Clarins Double Serum. Double Serum is one of my favorite Clarins products and anti-aging daily holy grail skincare product. Ever since I started using it, my skin has looked super glowy and hydrated, and it's called the Double Serum because it's 2 serums in one. It's an oil-based serum and a water-based serum, which actually mimic the composition of your skin. I'm even intentional about how I apply it. So instead of just slapping it on and rubbing it around, I start using their lymphatic drainage application techniques, and I am obsessed. Clarins also has Double Serum Eye, a plant-based formula specifically for that delicate skin around your eyes. So it pairs perfectly with the Double Serum. You just apply it right before. I love that the texture is a lightweight gel cream combo, and it makes my eyes look just brighter and hydrated and smoother. It's amazing. Go to clarins.com right now to try this iconic duo and see for yourself. Plus right now you can get 10% off plus a free welcome gift. Go buy your Double Serum and Double Serum Eye and use code VINE23 at checkout for 10% off and a free 7-piece gift of skincare products. That's VINE23 to get your welcome offer only at clarins.com. Okay, you guys, I can't stop talking about this underwear. I am obsessed. It is everything, and I just have to share it with my peeps. The Fits Everybody collection by Skims is like no other underwear I've worn before, and I've worn some really great underwear. It's truly life-changing. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for every body, and everybody deserves to experience this level of comfort. Let me tell you, the Racerback bralette in Onyx, lifesaver on my long flight to Italy. It's hard enough trying to sleep on a plane, but with an uncomfortable bra, that's just not happening. With the Skims bralette, forgot I even had it on. Didn't think about it once. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. It has buttery soft fabric. It's actual buttery soft, and it stretches to twice its size without ever losing shape, which means you get a perfect fit every single time. And they have sizes from XXS to 4X. So yeah, believe the hype. Skims has over 100,000 1,000 5-star reviews for a reason. Skims fits everybody, and more best-selling essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. And after you place your order, select podcast in the survey and be sure to select Off the Vine in the drop-down menu that follows to let them know that I've sent you.
You obviously are known from Laguna Beach, the hills. Do you feel like that helped you with your growth, or do you think that you had to prove yourself more in that industry because of it?
I think both.
Yeah.
And this is a question I get a lot.
Damn it. I tried to be original.
No, it's okay. It continues to evolve as time passes.
Yeah,
my
totally.
feelings on it continue to change. So it's actually, whenever I get the question, it's actually kind of fresh. every
Okay.
time I
Oh,
answer.
good.
So, when I launched the company, I had initial immediate success because I had an audience on social media, which came from being on television.
Right.
So to be in a position of privilege where you can communicate with hundreds of thousands of people what you're feeling or your experience is a mighty one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, being able to launch with that type of platform and network was incredibly beneficial. I think what was challenging was, why should I take you, Lo, seriously in this position, right? Like, you're not a doctor.
Right.
Like, you haven't operated a consumer brand before. Like, why you? And the reality is that if you have a deep enough passion for something, like, you can learn enough about it to make it happen. And ultimately, I never wanted my long-term career to be in entertainment. It was always something that kind of made me uncomfortable. And so I was always trying to seek out for myself an alternative, right? And again, I started to share my story, and it's quite an authentic one. And once I started to do that, I think because the conversations were being had for kind of the first time, like not a lot of people at that time were like talking about vaginal health or urinary tract health or gut health or whatever, that it was really easy for a big portion of my audience to identify because they were going through the exact same thing.
Yes.
And it was like the light bulb went off for people. And they were like, holy shit. Like,
because it's one thing if you're just trying to sell a product. It's another if you can speak to it from personal experience and something that you've been suffering from and found ways to help yourself. And here's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And I think, that authenticity factor, is a huge part of why we were successful out of the gate and continue to be successful. Also, the products work really well. So the innovation is incredibly effective and like husband validated. And, like, our products work. You know what I mean? And they're like game changers in the category. And so I think that was also a huge relief for people. Like, if you keep getting UTIs or BV or whatever, you're like at your wit's end. You will try anything to like solve your problem, right? And so it doesn't matter if somebody who owns a business that was on a reality show owns that business. Like, you will try it, and if it works, like, amazing.
And then you're going to tell your friends, and then you've now built this community of women who can talk about these things. And I always talk about how community is one of the most important things when building a brand. And,
absolutely.
And I think that is such an important community to have of women that can talk to other women about things you never learned about your bodies, about not feeling shame, about what works for you. Try this out. And and again, your website has so much information on it and good resources. So what is that love wellness community like? Are they just like a bunch of vulnerable women who come together to talk about vaginas? What is it?
It's evolved over time.
Yeah.
I think for people initially, it was like really a place of discovery where these conversations, like I said, were being had for the first time. And I think we have a lot of people that sort of participate in community, but we also have like a big silent community of people that still don't want to like leave a comment on an Instagram post talking about their body, which I completely understand, right? We've never asked people to like shout about this from the rooftops. You know what I mean? Like, you are as comfortable with it as you are, right? So I think that there's like a big contingent of people who are just there for the education and absorb the information and consume the products. And then there's definitely a group that is much more vocal about how helpful and life-changing the brand has been for them. And both are incredibly important and valid.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you're right. And where can people kind of keep up with the community if they want to be a part of it?
I would say our social channels for sure. We have always wanted to build like a true community platform. And we've like had sort of like beta tests of that here and there. But I would say our social channels and even like the reviews on our website is like where you see a lot of community building happening. People ask questions, other customers respond. Like you can find a lot of information in the reviews products on lovewellness.com, which is really, really interesting.
That is, I love that because I feel like there's so many women maybe listening right now that
Joe's Upside.
Oh, that's so nice. My friend sent that.
It's from Joe's.
That's so nice.
I was like, is it Joe's or Upside? Sorry, a pizza got delivered.
I literally was just like, is that pizza? I haven't eaten anything today, and I'm so excited.
PMS lady over here. I'm like, pizza.
Yeah, please help yourself after this. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Oh, I cannot wait. My stomach
just had a bagel. I'm actually full.
Oh, okay. Well, take a slice for the road. Take a slice for the road.
A pizza from Joe's show up.
I'm very excited about that. Wow. So for like women that are listening that have questions, do you guys have like a team that they can reach out to? Or
we have a major customer service piece of the business.
Yes.
And like we would die without our CX team.
Yes.
Is it maybe 8 full-time people now that manage our CX team and a great VP of CX. And not only are they responsible for customer inquiries, but they're also responsible for a huge portion of the education on the website. So we have like different tools on the website where you can go ask it a question and probably find your answer without having to actually reach out to somebody on our CX team. But if you can't, like the team is absolutely amazing.
Because I feel like a lot of people might get overwhelmed with what they don't know. So if you don't know where to start. Yeah, exactly. So you have people that can obviously help them with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do that a lot. Some of the like most frequent inquiries we get are, where do I start?
Yeah.
Whether it's because somebody just loves the brand from afar and they like don't really have major health issues that they're trying to address.
Yeah.
So then they really don't know where to start. They just know that they like the brand and they want to try a product.
Right.
And there's definitely like day-to-day products that we absolutely recommend. Like Bye Bye Bloat is a great one that anybody can take.
I use Bye Bye Bloat. Yeah.
Like, take some before you eat your pizza.
Yeah, I should.
And then people that do have more serious issues that are much more specific, right? You know, like I keep getting like infections over and over again. And like, I know what to do to treat the infection, but do you have something that can be preventative long term? Right. And then we can point you in the right direction.
Because it's probably hard for you to, like, people always ask me what, out of all my wine brands, like which wine is my favorite, the red, the rosé. And I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that. It depends on my mood. It depends on the weather. It depends on the day. It depends on like what, you know. Totally. Do you have a favorite product or is it kind of the same? Like it depends on what I need in that day?
It kind of depends on what I need. But I mean, I consistently take our Good Girl probiotics and Healthy V vitamin. Those are daily. Yeah. And I take them every single day. They're really preventative for infections of all kinds. But then Bye Bye Bloat and Sparkle Fiber are my sort of like touch up ones that I go to just for bloating, whether it's food related or it's water weight from PMS, or Sparkle Fiber just if you're like, oh my God, why haven't I pooped in 3 days?
Yeah. So the Sparkle Fiber, literally, how fast does it go through you?
Oh, it's not like
it's not like a the flat tummy tea pills where you're just like have to go shit your pants for.
No, I was thinking. Do you remember like when ballerina tea was a thing? No, I think it's the same as a flat tummy tea.
Where it just makes you shit.
Where like in an hour you like violently have to go to the bathroom. No. Oh
yeah, this is the healthy way to do it.
This is just a couple increased grams of fiber.
Yeah, okay.
But I would say like by the next day, like you probably can go to the bathroom. It's gentle. It's like not horrific.
See, that's what that's what it should be. Gentle. I do really use the Bye Bye Bloat all the time. It's amazing. So good. It's so good.
It's the best.
Okay, I just want to know a couple quick things that you can't live without.
Okay.
I don't know why I like these games so much, but I always like learning about people with this. So shout out to Stacy. She's one of our listeners.
Hi, Stacy.
She had this game idea. So I have a list of categories, and you tell me one thing you can't live without. So what is like a food you cannot live without?
Pizza.
Yeah. God, you live in New York. You get the best pizza of all time.
So lucky.
Okay, who's a person you can't live without?
My sweet dear mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Both of my parents.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Ma and Pa.
Ma and Pa. That's sweet. What app can you not live without?
What app can I not live without? Well, now that I'm a runner, the Strava app. I love the Strava app.
Okay.
Like tracks your like runs and things
Did
like
you,
that.
when you started running, were you like, I hate this, and then you started getting that runner's high?
I
or
ran
have you
cross
always
country in high
Oh,
school,
wow.
so I've
Okay.
always loved running.
Okay.
But it's because for me, I go at a pace that works for my body, and I am able to just zone out.
Yeah.
So I don't physically struggle during it.
Yeah.
I don't force myself to struggle.
Yeah.
And then it's totally pleasurable.
God, I can't do it. Every time I try and run, I want to run so bad, and every time I try, my hip joints, where my butt like connects to my hip on the side, it like turns into a rock and is so painful, and I cannot run.
Oh no.
I know, and I really want to run.
Slow jog. We can go on a slow jog tomorrow.
I've tried slow jogging. I will slow you down from your slow jog. I swear. I want to do
a brisk walk.
Wait, have you heard of the workout? Oh shoot, I'm blanking on it. It's like a dance. You dance, but it's also like spiritual. But there's sometimes
the class
they incorporate.
by Taryn Toomey?
No.
I
Dang, I forget what it's called.
I'm gonna need more specifics.
I'll text you once I think about it because it's amazing. Okay, what skincare can you not live without?
Definitely SPF at this
That's
point.
me. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially outside running.
Myself in sunscreen every day. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I always tell people vitamin C, moisturizer, and a sunscreen.
I've been a big sunscreen girl since I was 15.
Good for you. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, you grew up in California where
My
you
mom
probably
was like,
had to learn.
You need to sit in the shade and you need to wear sunscreen. And thank goodness.
Yeah.
She
God, that's
provided me
amazing.
with that knowledge at a young age.
My mom was like, "You want a tanning bed in the house? I'll use it too." We're like in Canada, like freezing cold. Okay, what clothing can you not live without?
I love anything from the Frankie shop.
Oh, yes. My girlfriend who lives here told me all about this place.
It's great.
Can you order online?
They have it on Net-a-Porter, and they have their own website.
They do? Okay.
They just have the most amazing trousers, like, kind of like chic downtown work gear.
Yes.
But that's like, it's really, it's
Is
very
it true to size? I always need to ask that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is a little, well, most of the pieces are purposefully oversized.
Okay. So you can do true, because I always, when I'm
yeah.
online shopping, I'm always like, what is it?
Yeah.
What about your favorite beverage?
Just water, girl.
Oh.
Just water.
I wish that was me. What's a show you can't live without?
Show I can't live without. I think old school Sex and the City.
Yeah.
The
People
original.
tell me about this. Yeah.
Have you never seen?
No. I know.
What? Girl,
I
just white noise in the background.
But that's Grey's Anatomy for me.
That's okay. You can try another.
I tried Sex and the City and I found the first season to be weird.
That was season 1.
I know. Okay, so should I start with season 2?
No, you should start again with season 1,
Oh.
but like get a few episodes into season 1
Okay.
because when the show first started, it was very much like this episode is about this thing and then the next episode is totally different.
Yeah.
And it continues that way throughout the entire run, but then the stories start to develop on top of each other.
Yes.
So you Oh, it hurts me for you.
I know.
That you
That's
are
usually
not a
people's
Sex and the
reactions.
City girl.
I know. People, that's usually their reaction for me is they can't believe it. I don't know what it is.
You'll find deep.
My sister's obsessed. I took her on the Sex and the City tour in New York, and I was like, okay, maybe I should. This is a thing. People are into it.
Yeah.
I got to go to Carrie's apartment.
What about Friends?
Oh,
I'm
I
also
could.
a big Friends girl.
I could reenact every Friends episode.
I run by the
ever.
Friends apartment every day.
You do?
Yeah.
I took my
It's on my
girlfriend there
run.
last time I was in New York. That's yeah. I know every episode of Friends. That is Friends is my church.
What's
Grey's
your
Anatomy.
favorite Friends episode?
The one with Ross doing the sound when he's on the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Or Phoebe running. I love that one. What's yours?
Ross when he's stuck in the leather pants in the bathroom.
Yes, of course. That one too. Ross to me is everybody. This is so controversial, but Ross is my favorite friend.
Oh, I love Ross.
I love him. He's insane.
Ross is who I want to marry.
Really?
Yeah.
See, people get mad at me for that because they
Why?
think he's like sexist and like
Oh God,
doesn't treat
Friends was
women.
on like 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, get real.
Yeah, exactly. You can't hold that against
Like,
Ross.
don't hold it against.
Can't
him.
hold it against Ross. And
The
like,
times were different.
remember Ross got hot like recently? Like I feel like when he was
Ross was always a handsome
Okay,
man.
I
but,
agree.
You know,
why am I I'm trying to plead my case with somebody who's on the same page
yeah,
as
like
me.
we're on the same team.
Okay, I believe you. So tell everybody where they can go to find all this information. I know you said the socials, but like specifically.
Yeah, so lovewellness.com is your best starting point,
Yeah.
whether it's education or products. We're at Love Wellness on all the social channels, and you can find us in store at Ulta, at Target, at Walmart, and we're also on Amazon.
That is huge. Congratulations on all of that. I mean, it just goes to show, obviously you're working so hard. You've got such a good team, but it's definitely something that needs to be talked about and shared. And I'm excited for people to listen to this episode.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next